Now brand identity. See again the location of Hearty Mart is just between the two localities. So I thought that if I create a business which will give a Cosmo effect, I will try to maybe present a message to across the community. With that logic, we had this name, and since the locality said that it is unfriendly, we thought if we'll shout from the top of our roof that we are a very friendly people, maybe we will try to negate certain negative perception. So we had this friendly supermarket. And positioning again, see I have been into advertising for so many years. I have realized that if you shout below as a tagline, you should try to live with it. When I studied the retail market, everybody was talking about price. So Viksha said ke kharche ke samne morcha, and even Kishore Biyani ka Big Bazaar said isse sasta aur acha kahin nahi. When I thought that mine as a single store, if I start shouting on pricing, maybe customer will come and they'll kill me. So I thought that what is the best positioning which I can take. I realized that people were not accepting my business in the premises because they had moved from other place, and according to them this was a down market place, but they are forced to live. So they have stayed here. For their regular needs, they used to move out of the locality, right? So we thought that there is little bit of an inconvenience. अगर आपको रात को 9:30 बजे कोई चीज की जरूरत हो गई, so what we will do? You cannot travel to 3 kilometers. So we thought that we will try to again position the brand where I can live with. So inconvenience was the platform I took, and it was सबसे खास घर के पास, where we said that it is the most convenient neighborhood store for you. That was the positioning we took, and we are living with this positioning. Now again, see, there is a flip side to this positioning. Now I should be very near to the house. That means tomorrow, अगर मुझे बहुत अच्छा location मिलता है, लेकिन घर से बहुत दूर है, तो maybe I cannot live with that location. Then vendor management. Now initially when we spoke to various vendors, they said that you are staying in a negative area, so we cannot give you the merchandise. So I thought that I told them that I am not a negative person. Do you feel I am a negative person? So they said no, but your locality has a history, and because of that history, we are not going to give you merchandise on credit. I said fair enough. I'll give you demand draft, and I'll give you checks, and I'll give you cash. And I purchased the brands. There was one big brand. I won't quote the brand, but the distributor never came to our place. So we went to them, and we purchased the brand, and that is how we launched the supermarket with them. Then February 2004 May it was launched with communication was 360 degree. We had a ad in the local supplement. There was personalized letter and nutrition cards sent to the prominent people in the locality, and we want there was jingle in a hired auto rickshaw, and we want them to experience, because we knew that this for them supermarket in their locality is a new thing. So how should we call them? So we invited them with a letter, and we gave them ice cream free to just have a look at the store. That was the day one, and this is how we tried creating a goodwill, where we gifted them with some gift and with a sticker, right? These are the credentials. I'll go from here to rural, but I'm just showing you this. Hearty Mart became an Ahmedabad case study last year. It was in cases on business venturing and sustenance. It again became a case study. In fact, this second case study I have written with Dr. Hemant Trivedi from MICA as creating a retail brand, which was approved by European Case Clearing House. So by that logic, it has become a global case study now for a small venture like me. This was the press coverage we got from Economic Times. Now this coverage, there is an interesting story. I have a very good relationship with my ex-boss, super boss. From people who are from advertising, they must be knowing Mr. Nirvik Singh. So Mr. Nirvik Singh is head of Grey Asia Pacific. When he had come to Ahmedabad, and I went to meet him, he told me that क्या करता है, आलू बेचने जाता है. So in a fun way, he told me that what are you doing? You are going to sell potatoes. So when this coverage came, I sent him a link saying that I have worked under you, so maybe my approach is not just to sell an aloo, but maybe I am creating a business out of a shop. So then he had a very good mail to me, and I have stored that mail. these are the pictures of the store. You just saw in the clipping. Okay, now I'll come to the rural part. See, in rural business, I was forced to come. To be honest, it is not a strategic move. It is not something where I studied the rural market and I came. I just realized that during my writing of a case, I had a talk with Dr. Hemant Trivedi. He told me that how many stores do you have? I said only one. He said why one? I said I don't need to invest everywhere. अगर मैं city में जाऊँगा तो I'll have to invest more than 1 crore, which I cannot do. For 1,000 square feet, 1,500 square feet, I have to invest a huge amount in infrastructure or real estate, or maybe I'll have to give a strong lease, which is not possible. So he said, why don't you go to a village and give your business to them? While coming back from Mica, I realized that when I looked back at my strength, touch wood, by God's grace, I have a strong family backing, in the sense that my family in a Muslim community has a strong Muslim followers, and there are various villages who follow us. If you know little bit of Muslims, then there are business communities like Boras and Khojas. I am from a family who are leaders for Chilia. Chilia is a community which is into restaurant business, hotel business, and they hail from various villages. What I did, on the counter of my supermarket, there was one guy who was from the community. I told him that why don't you bounce this idea with your fellow staying in a village, and that is where my journey with village started. Before that, we did a small research again in Baroda, and we found out that it is not manageable. We cannot do it in Baroda. I would want to show you one more clip. Where is voice? Voice क्यों नहीं आ रहा?
And enter Ahmedabad. Jafri stated setting up franchises of Hearty Mart with an aim to satisfy the desires and demands of the rural population as provided in the urban areas.
We have brought the concept in the villages. We had initially identified that in a village, if an entrepreneur wanted to do something in an organized way, he would shift from village to a city. That is how he would leave his place. We thought that why not we bring in a concept wherein they do it at their doorstep. So we started with Ilol in 2007. We started a supermarket there in 2007. We did a small research and we found out what kind of merchandise the villagers would want. On the basis of that, we created a brand called Hearty Mart.
33-year-old Mehdi Shavati, who owns the Hearty Mart outlet in Illol, seems happy with his investment of rupees 6 lakhs in Hearty Mart.
और आज वो बिजनेस चालू करने के बाद 1.5 साल हुआ हमको, ये बहुत अच्छा रिस्पांस है गांव में मिल रहा है बिजनेस का.
In Illol, previously the people had to go to Himmatnagar to serve their needs, but after Hearty Mart has been launched, they get everything from the store itself.
हमको बहुत फायदा हुआ है. ऐसा नहीं हम लोग पढ़ाई करते हैं तो सब जगह जा सकते हैं, लेकिन वो जो लोग हैं जो पढ़ाई नहीं कर सकते, इस लोगों को तो घबराहट होनी चाहिए ना, जो दुकान पर जाइए. और इस खुलने से तो सब एक ही जगह मिल सकता है हमको.
While India is caught in the global slowdown, per capita income has increased steadily in the rural areas following the strong growth in farm sector and increased public spending in rural areas. Embattled corporates see rural India an obvious way of beating the slowdown blues. Nisha Salvia for ANI.